Hello everyone, I'm Arlo White and this is the CenturyLink Scouting Report on SoundersFC.com. It's been another historic week for the Seattle Sounders. They captured the first Cascadia Cup in MLS history with a 3-1 victory at Empire Field against the Vancouver Whitecaps last weekend. And then down to Guatemala City, a dramatic 2-2 draw against Comunicaciones. Ozzie Alonso with a fantastic double, a brace as we call it in soccer, and it's a quarter-final place for the first time in their history in the CONCACAF Champions League for your Seattle Sounders. Next stop, Foxborough, Massachusetts against the New England Revolution in Major League Soccer, trying to hold on to second place in the Western Conference. The Sounders beat the New England Revolution by 2-1 at CenturyLink Field back in June, but it's been a poor season for the Revs and Steve Nicol has made plenty of personnel changes since then. New England are one of the most storied franchises in Major League Soccer, but they're having a tough time of it. Bottom of the Eastern Conference, and I think Steve Nicol had seen enough from some of his veteran players, so he shipped them out mid-season and brought in some new faces, one of which was Ryan Guy, signed from St Patrick's Athletic in Ireland. He's born in San Diego, and he featured very heavily in the 3-2 defeat against Chicago last weekend. Here he is then, number 13 on the right-hand side, Ryan Guy. Plays it inside, simple ball, but he continues his run really well here. 3-0 down already, New England. Shalrie Joseph with the vision. We'll pause it just here. Now, you tell me, with only one New England Revolution striker coming into the box, was this a cross or was this a shot? So let's take a look. You can decide for yourselves. Either way, Cannon's off the crossbar, almost opens his account for the New England Revolution. This is late on, still 3-0 into the final minute. Kevin Alston surges forward. He'll fire a ball into the box. It drops to the feet of Ryan Guy. I think he picks up the luck of the Irish at St Patrick's Athletic. Not the most conventional finishes, but it was effective. We'll pause it just here on the next clip. 3 of the New England new faces are in this. The guy that's flicking it here, we'll highlight him. Diego Fagundes, only 16 years old. He's playing a bigger role for New England towards the end of the season. Next guy here, Milton Caraglio, Argentine designated player. Look at Guy, the bottom of your screen. Caraglio squares it, and that is a much better finish from Ryan Guy. No doubt about that one. So look out for Ryan Guy on the right-hand side, a winger who's been playing in Ireland for the last few years, who's been picked up to play for the New England Revolution. Now, the Revs have made a big splash. Finally, a designated player arrives at Foxborough. You saw him a few moments ago in that clip. Milton Caraglio is from Argentina, and he fared pretty well in a game recently against the New York Red Bulls. Let's take a look at this then. He really tried hard and made sure he got the final shot in here. Works his way through the defence. Good save by Kundul. He's still alert here, Caraglio, and he kills it into the corner of the net. His first MLS goal, his first goal for the Revs. And it wasn't long before his second goal as well. He's decent in the air. Here comes Mansali with the free kick, and that is a bullet header into the corner of Kundul's goal. Excellent goal by Milton Caraglio. To date, he has only 2 goals for the New England Revolution, but he must be watched. So some new attacking threats for the Revolution since the Sounders saw them last. Fagundes, only 16 years old, a product of the academy, a new designated player in Caraglio, and Ryan Guy, a useful right-sided midfielder, stroke winger, who's come in from Irish football. Now, defensively, the Revolution have struggled. Only Toronto have conceded more goals in Major League Soccer this season. A lot of teams struggle against pace, but they also struggle against crosses from the flanks. This season, Seattle have developed into a team that can hurt you down the flanks, but also they can really hurt you with short, crisp, sharp passing around the penalty area with some lovely movements and runs. The technical ability that a lot of the Sounders possess means they can carve teams open in the final third. But if a Lamar Nagel or an Alvaro Fernandez find themselves in wide positions, then why not whip a crossover? Because I think New England struggle against crosses from the flanks. Let's take a look. This was the 3-0 mauling they received at Geldwen Field against Portland recently. So the ball about to be delivered into the box here by Portland on the right-hand side. We'll highlight Chabala on the far left-hand side. And also, behind the defender here, Kenny Cooper is about to get goal side of his defender. Count the defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the penalty area. They should be able to cope with this. We'll play it on. Goes to the back post via the head of the shortest man in defence, Kevin Alston. And we find here Mike Chabala on the left-hand side. And we'll highlight once again, Kenny Cooper, Darlington Nagbe, Khalif Al Hassan They're all wide open. Tshibala makes the right decision. It's a difficult cross here, outside of the foot, technically very good, and Kenny Cooper scores a goal. So New England not physical enough, not marking tightly enough against Portland here. This is in the second half. Portland lead by 1-0. We'll pause it just here. Keep your eye here and we'll highlight him. Chris Tierney is a midfielder, just assessing things around him here instead of keeping a tight eye and marking the shorter Darlington Nagbe, the number 6 in your picture. We'll play it on for a couple of seconds. The ball's coming in and we'll pause it just there. Tierney has left Darlington Nagbe. He's a little bit concerned about Kenny Cooper. Awful lot of ball watching going on in this New England defence, and Tierney is too late. We'll play it on. The shortest man in the penalty area, Darlington Nagbe, climbs and plants a lovely header into the corner of the net. They weren't physical enough, New England, and they also struggle, as a lot of teams do, against pace. And Chicago last week absolutely terrorised them. Let's remind ourselves of that game last week, a 3-2 victory for the Chicago Fire. Now we're going to pause it here. Dominic Oduro, he's off to the races here, and he's spotted by the midfielder. We'll play it on. Look at Oduro sprinting into the New England half of the field, and he takes possession. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at this enormous gap here that Dominic Oduro's run has opened up in the New England defence, and that is Patrick Nyarko sprinting through, and we'll play it on. A little bit of a heavy ball here by Oduro, but look at this from Matt Rees. It's not good enough. Nyarko gets there first. Not strong enough, that challenge. Again, not physical enough from New England, and Nyarko scores into the empty net. The reason I show that goal by the Chicago Fire, well, they're coming to CenturyLink Field, aren't they, for the US Open Cup final on Tuesday. So bear in mind the pace that lies within their side with Dominic Oduro and Patrick Nyarko. But I think New England's defence, as porous as it is, and with AJ Soares an injury doubt and Correa, the French centre-back, also suspended, they've got problems back there. So, kick-off on Saturday afternoon is at 4:30 Pacific time, live from Gillette Stadium. Our pre-game shows on Kong 616 and Newstalk 97.3 Cairo FM begin at 4. Enjoy the game, everybody. The Sounders are on a roll. Let's hope they can keep it up. That was your CenturyLink Scouting Report on SoundersFC.com. I'm Arlo White.